Hey. Yes. All right. Yes. It's Wednesday Night Live with Capricorntigress of Astrology, a look inside. And I'm coming with some readings for the end of October. Actually, these readings are for from now to November. Let me put my headsets on. These readings are for now to November, because I'm late. A few weeks ago, I had started, I had did the readings for the signs, I think Libras, I might have started with Scorpio, okay? So we'll start again with Libra. We'll end with Libra. But I went up to Capricorn and then I got sick and then I never finished them. So I'm going to finish them today, okay? That's what we're going to do. I will quickly look at where the planets are. Let me see where the planets are. Let me cut the music up and party for a minute. Hey, all right, yes. And you know what's so funny? I can't say that I always feel like partying. Like, I can't say that. But when I come to do the readings, I always have to start with a party. And I don't know what that is. It's like, in order for me to do this and give from my soul, I have to be in a happy place. I have to be in a joyful place. And that way I know the reading that I'm giving is coming from a joyful place. I guess you can say I put myself into the vortex, right? Because when I dance, I get right there. So be happy when I party, okay? So I'm looking at where the planets are. And right now, the sun is at 4 degrees of Scorpio. So hello, Scorpio. It is officially Scorpio season. And let's see, what else do we have? And so far, it's the only planet in Scorpio. I just looked to see if anything else was in Scorpio. Mars is at 28 degrees almost, but not quite. So Scorpio is all by itself, and it's the sun. It's shining. And I'm looking here to see. Okay, Saturn. Saturn is making a aspect to the Scorpio sun. And technically now, so is Uranus. Uranus is retrograding. It's at 13 degrees. The sun gets a 10-degree orb. It's in opposition formation with the sun. So the sun opposed Uranus. I mean, it's like the chaos or doing what makes you shine. Like, are you going to do something that's going to fulfill your ego, or are you going to go off into the chaos? And this might be a time when some people may feel that they're right on the precipice of going into chaos. It could be either or. It's really going to be up to you, especially if you're a fixed sign. Fixed signs are Scorpio, Taurus, Leo, Aquarius. I'm particularly concerned about Taurus and Aquarius because we've got Saturn in Aquarius, we've got Jupiter in Aquarius, and we've got Uranus in Taurus, and it's now in Scorpio season. So I want people to be aware that there's going to be some squares and oppositions, coming up here, and they're not that good. I just know that. I want people to understand that, okay? Today might not have been a bad day. The moon was in Cancer. It's starting to move out of Cancer now, moving towards going into Leo. And then I think we are going to have a few stressful days. Tomorrow, I think, might be stressful because that moon in Leo is going to form a square formation with the sun in Scorpio. And so some of us might feel that square. Now, the Scorpio sun is actually approaching my personal midheaven, And I'm concerned about that stress coming to my career sector. So find out where Scorpio 4, 5, 6 degrees, because that's where we're going to be over the next few days. And that's where you might feel a little bit of stress tomorrow. And yeah, that's where we're at. Okay, so Mercury is at 17 degrees of Libra. And it's a little bit out of orb of connecting with that Jupiter at 22 degrees of Libra. But you know what? The Jupiter at 22 degrees of Libra is sextile Venus at 21 degrees of Sagittarius. And I like that sextile. I mean, Venus is what I call, the open relationship Venus. It is. And in fact, I don't want to go and check, but I had a conversation on my page on Facebook, and one of my clients had mentioned she was poly, and she is poly with both female and men. And so they're in this relationship, this open relationship, I guess, whatever that is, this poly thing. And that works for them. But I think, if I'm not mistaken, I know she had Gemini in her chart. I wonder if she had some Sagittarius, if her Venus is in Saggy, because that's such a Sagittarius move. They just want to be friends with everyone, even in love. And of course, whenever we're dealing with planets like Libra and, actually, I had said Libra. No, this sextile is, excuse me. Yeah, it's a sextile. It's with Aquarius. It's Aquarius and Sagittarius. So it's still the brotherly love. It's still being friends with everyone. It's still an open relationship. I don't know why I keep thinking that with the Venus and Saggy, but I just do. Also, Jupiter in Aquarius. I think some Aquariuses are really experiencing a once in 12 year positive experience. A lot of Aquariuses, even when I do the cards for Aquariuses, it always comes out high and positive. So Aquariuses are really flying high right now, especially if you've done the work. Just remember, though, depending on where your degree is, your sun is in Aquarius, you may or may not have hit Saturn on your sun yet. If you do, just realize it's pushing you to work toward what you want. And as long as you're actively working on and going toward what you want, good things, I think, could come to some Aquariuses right now. So let's see. We had Mercury at 17 degrees of Libra, Venus at 21 degrees of Sag, Mars at 28 degrees of Libra. And by the way, Mars is making a square with the moon in Cancer right now at this moment. So maybe I should have not even came live tonight, but hey, it doesn't matter. I've been trying to put myself behind the scenes more instead of just showing my face and just being out here, because I don't know if it's necessary. I don't really show the cards, and I don't know if you really need to see my face. And so, and I have to be honest with you, perhaps some of what I'm going through with like not wanting to be seen has a lot to do with the fact that Saturn is at 7 degrees of Aquarius, which means it's sitting right between my Mercury and my own natal Saturn. So I'm having a Saturn return, and it's, Saturn's been on my Mercury. So the urge to not talk, the urge to hide, the urge to get behind the camera and stay there has been great. Very much so. Getting dressed and coming here has been something, just so that you know. And that's what Saturn in the first house does. Now, luckily, it's something that only happens every 28 years, thank goodness. Because it would be really overwhelming if it was something, I have Saturn there in the first place, so it's always been difficult, but it's been weird and slow. like moving through molasses and sleeping a lot, and I can't explain it. And if anyone else out there is going through a Saturn return, please share with me your experiences with your Saturn return. If you've been going through a similar situation, or you feel like you've been slow or sluggish or sleeping a lot. I think a lot of people are going through that over the month, but I really wonder if it's going to perk up now because the sun is square Saturn. The sun is square Saturn right now. Yeah, sun is square Saturn. So these are fixed planets. So Saturn's not going to budge, and the sun thinks it's shining. It's not going to want to budge. But I will tell you, with that square, I would be good. This is not the time to test Saturn, father time, father of responsibility and hard tasks, the taskmaster. So go with the flow. Okay. Uranus is at 13 degrees of Taurus. We mentioned that earlier as well, because as I mentioned, the sun and Uranus are moving toward an opposition with each other. That's two fixed planets, Scorpio and Taurus, in a battle for supremacy. That's like, I'm stubborn, no, I'm quiet. I'm stubborn, no, I'm not talking. That's a battle, okay? Neptune at 20 degrees of Pisces, squaring Venus right now, which is at 21 degrees of Sagittarius. So that is a ugly square, Venus squaring Neptune. You know, I'm wondering if that's coming out and some people feeling like they've been lied to, duped, deluded. They're in a delusion, deception, illusion. Someone's not been honest, not telling the truth, hiding something to do with maybe affection, love. We're talking a square with Venus, but Pisces is that is like fooling yourself, not seeing the big picture. Whatever it is, you cannot see it for whatever reason, and how frustrating that has to be. How frustrating, especially when it's Venus. You know, maybe there is love around for you, but you can't see it, maybe. Or the love might feel like it's bringing stress toward your life. It could just be sexual tension, child. I'm just saying. Anyway, let's move on to Pluto, 24 degrees of Capricorn. And that is technically square the moon right now. So, yeah, like I said, I'm not sure I should have come live right now, but it was Wednesday and it was already 8:30, so it was time to do it. But Pluto opposing the moon. I think for myself, the way it played out is it gave me the impetus to come and do this show. I could have just kept sleeping because that's what I was doing most of the day with the moon opposing my sun in Capricorn. But I think when it made that square to Pluto, which was just a few hours ago, I got up, start putting on my clothes and makeup and getting ready to come out here and do this. And that's what that opposition might have done. It could have spurred some Capricorns into action. Okay. North Node at 2 degrees of Gemini is technically not making any major aspects, but it is in conjunct with the sun, a quincunx with the sun right now. That's creativity. I'm wondering if there's something you can learn or implement that will bring more creativity into what you're doing. So look at that as an option. Chiron at 9 degrees of Aries. And that is sextile Saturn. I like that sextile. Oh, that's nice. That's working out the pains, the hurts, the things that might not be working. I know I want to work out or work through what is not working for me. And Chiron makes us do that. Now, this just happens to be on my progressed descendant, so I'm upset. It's probably making me come and deal with being present and being visible and being here. And that's what I've done. I showed up here tonight. So that's how that works out, okay? So you guys, this has been Where the Planets Are. I wanted to get them out of the way. It's been a while since I've done Where the Planets Are, and we got some major changes coming up soon. So I really wanted to make sure I got that in, okay? I think there was something major happening even today. Let me check on that. Hold on. Let me see if I got that. I have to stop the party. Hey. Just see where the planets are right now, you guys. Mars enters Scorpio on the 30th. That's great. Okay. And the new moon is on the 4th. So that's coming up on the 4th. So we're coming up on the new moon. Thank goodness, because I feel like I gained a little weight. Oh my gosh, and on the 5th, Venus goes into Capricorn. I'm so excited. And Mercury enters Scorpio. So here comes the Scorpio planets, starting as of the 30th. And I'm so excited about the Scorpio and Capricorn planets, because we're going to be shifting out of that air and shifting more into the water and earth planets. So that's beautiful. Anyway, this has been Where the Planets Are with Capricorntigress of Astrology, Look Inside. Okay.
Astrology, a look inside. Presenting astrology and tarot readings for all.